welcome everybody. Today we are talking with Brady Trent about drop shipping and affiliate links. Again, just some quick etiquette here to stay muted. Ask any questions you have using the chat button. This is being recorded through YouTube, and we'll send that link to you afterwards that you can always go back and reference it. And it will be stored in our video library on the Papa John Center website. What else? I am Jean Walsh. I am a program coordinator with the Papa John Center for Entrepreneurship here at Iowa State University. And our department, we just help entrepreneurs at all levels. We provide a lot of resources and workshops and pitch competitions. So we're the place to go if you have questions about entrepreneurship. Our upcoming sessions, the next 2 Wednesdays, we'll have digital products and evergreen online courses, and then NFTs and crypto. So if you need to still sign up for those, look on our events page website to do that. And I think we will get started. So Brady, thank you so much for your time today and talking us through drop shipping and affiliate links. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and experience?
Yeah, let me kind of start from the beginning, because that's kind of where drop shipping in my life started. Long story short, drop shipping was my first real business. It was actually when I was 16. I knew I wanted to start a business. I had no idea where to start though. And I remember actually getting into kind of an argument with my mom about this, because she thought you had to be 18 to start a business. And I said, there's no law or rule that says that. So I just kind of went ahead and discovered drop shipping just kind of by chance, in terms of was just looking for some sort of business to start. I ended up digging through 100 pages on Google trying to find a good product, a good program, of something that I think I could potentially sell either on a website or eBay, Etsy, whatever it looked like. I ended up finding a company. It was called The Mountain, and they have these really creative prints for t-shirts. So I took those, basically learned how to build a website, started creating like really unique descriptions and things like that for these products, these t-shirts that were really unique, and so started selling those online. So that was kind of my intro into drop shipping. My first business was being more defiant to my parents, so that I could prove that you could start a business when you're under 18. From there, went to Iowa State, got my engineering degree at mechanical engineering degree. I should specify that, and was in the SciStarters program in 2017. So that's a quick plug for any student that hasn't heard of that program yet. It's a really cool accelerator where you get to work on your own business. And at that time, I was working on property management software as a service. So we were building software. You can pay rent online, submit maintenance requests. Most people have a software like that already now, though. So many of them popped up when I was going through the program. Moved on to doing anything from building websites to now my main company is Top Level Suites. We have these big portable suites. They're kind of like a skybox on a trailer, and we set them up at anything from the Kansas City Chiefs to Iowa State Fair, and also do some live music bookings for restaurants and bars. So that's kind of my spiel from Ankeny, and yeah, that's long story short there.
Great. Well, thanks again for joining us today. So can you briefly explain what drop shipping is, and then we'll get into affiliate links?
Yeah, drop shipping, the best way to think of it really is it's like facilitating orders online, almost like taking a commission. So in my case, I had built a website. I found a product that you can drop ship. And so it's great because you don't have to carry any inventory. So this other company called The Mountain, they listed their products and their inventory, and I then imported that into my website. So it looked like I was selling my inventory, but it actually came from them. So they carry all that inventory. A customer places an order on your site, and then you send that order to the drop shipping company that you're working with, and they send out the product direct to the customer. So you're carrying zero inventory. You do lose a little bit of the control, which is fine, but yeah, it's just a kind of a creative way to take a commission and take orders for products that you don't need physically on hand.
Interesting. And how about affiliate links? How do you work with that?
Yeah, affiliate links, and that's something, if you're building a website to sell these products, you can integrate both drop shipping and these affiliate links. You can do both at the same time on one website or multiple different channels. So affiliate links, it's similar in the fact that you're getting a commission. Let's say take Amazon, for example. They probably have one of the best affiliate programs out there. You sign up for an affiliate link, and then you can direct your customers, your viewers onto Amazon, and if they go and place an order, then you get an affiliate commission from that. So that's kind of what affiliate links are, is really just linking to other people's products, and then taking a piece from that sale.
So do you consider these two methods passive income?
Yeah, it really depends. So currently for me, they are passive income. At the beginning, I probably spent 1,000 hours setting these different systems up, anything from selling on Amazon, selling on my website, selling on Etsy. It takes a lot of time to get going with very minimal payments in return. And over time, the kind of organic search engine optimization that I did to get some sales has now become passive income, where I don't really have to manage anything. I don't have to do anything. The orders come in and it pretty much takes care of itself at this point, which is now passive.
Okay, so right now you'd say you'd have good return on investment, but not necessarily at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something with starting anything, you have to put in a lot of time. You can't just expect to, get some product or wherever you buy it from, online, locally, or Alibaba, and just immediately start getting sales. It just doesn't work that way. It's especially for drop shipping, a very competitive field, because there's a lot of other people doing the exact same thing. So you need to figure out a way to differentiate yourself when you can't differentiate the product. And so that takes time.
Sure. So how much, you say in the beginning, it was pretty time consuming, now it kind of runs itself, but how much time would you say would you put in towards those businesses, like on a weekly basis?
Yeah, and that's, it really depends. So that's the good part, you can put in time as you want. And me, I loved having a side hustle, so I didn't mind getting home from class and going to work on this when I was in high school or when I was in college even. I just, we all have extra time. You just get to choose what you want to do with it. You can either go play video games, read a book, or build a business. It's up to you, what you want to fill your time with. So I think all in all, probably 500 to 1,000 hours was spent, building these different like systems that I was drop shipping and finding products, and figuring out how to get orders. A lot of it was search engine optimization, building these articles, so that people can find it online and go and place orders. It's, yeah, a week and maybe 10 to 20 hours a week for multiple weeks to really get it off the ground.
So other than the time you invest in it initially, were there any startup costs that you faced?
That's the best part about dropshipping. Very, very small startup costs.
Office hater. You hate, that's your least favorite TV show.
Oh, sorry, we got somebody on there.
Good. I think the big startup cost for me was just web hosting. You can actually usually get that really inexpensively, and you might not even need that if you're going to sell maybe something on Etsy or Amazon. It's like that system's already there. You don't have to pay for the hosting. The other thing, just when you're building a business, you should probably get insurance, just general liability policy. It's not going to be too expensive, as well as, filing anything with the state. So like biennial or your certificate organization with the state, it's like $50, and then every other year there's another $50. So just kind of small things that add up, but really minimal compared to if you had to go actually buy inventory.
Okay. And so is it risky? Can you lose money?
Yeah, you're not going to lose very much. The if you end up losing and you don't get a single sale, let's say you put in a ton of time, it's really just the value of your time that you're kind of losing out on. For me, like the web hosting, I think I paid $150 for a couple of years of web hosting. It's like that. That was money well spent though, because it was more education for me than anything. And I actually ended up getting jobs building websites from it. So you never know what you're gonna, learn and gain from trying to start a project like this.
How does one determine maybe what's a good product to be doing drop shipping with or to set up with affiliate links?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think affiliate links, it could be honestly anything. I would just go look at Amazon and kind of find some sort of niche and a product that you think you can talk about and be passionate about and sell and actually provide value to your readers, listeners, customers, whatever, so that they can go and get the product from Amazon and you take your commission. For drop shipping, I would say probably price range, you want to look about $20 to $60, smaller items, so that shipping is less expensive. Maybe something that in the future you can purchase and secure inventory on your own instead of going through the drop shipping program. That's something I think most people realize is once they have a drop shipping system set up, they realize, okay, if I just carry my own inventory, I can make a lot more money this way. I have more control and it's less risky because I know I'm already getting sales. So finding something that you might be able to start out as drop shipping and then move into actually owning the inventory and selling it off like a traditional business is probably a good way to do it. So for me, that was t-shirts, and currently I do like some golf products as well, very niche products.
Is Amazon the only option for drop shipping?
So the thing with Amazon, I don't drop ship or have any involvement like drop shipping wise through Amazon. So with Amazon, it's really the affiliate links. If you want to sell on Amazon, you pretty much arguably have to send in inventory for their fulfillment program. At least the products that I've encountered in this golf industry, if I don't send Amazon my inventory and go through the fulfillment, it's FBA is what it's called. I don't get any sales. So I pretty much have to go out, buy inventory. I work with a local guy. That's kind of how we found out about the product. Then, so I purchased that and then send it to Amazon myself. And then that allows you to get really good visibility through Amazon. It's eligible for Prime, and people, value that greatly if the product is through Prime. Whereas if you were drop shipping, you don't have any inventory. You have to take the order on Amazon and then send it to another company. It really slows down shipping speeds. And that's just something when you go on Amazon, you don't want. So customers in Amazon don't really promote that. So you don't see too many drop shipping systems set up on Amazon, at least in the products that I was working with.
Sure. So we have a couple questions that came through. Nikki would like to know, was your drop shipping company US based or international?
It was US based. So the first one, it was called The Mountain, and I think they still have a drop shipping program. You can go and look them up. They have really creative t-shirts, is what I'll say.
And then how have the global supply chain system affected your business model?
Well, that's where a lot of the products I kind of got out of. So now I just work with a product it's it's a guy who designed them here locally, but he orders them from China, and so it kind of just depends. A lot of it, if you're going to be drop shipping, it's going to be coming from, you know, out of state, out of the country. It's most likely going to be coming from China for drop shipping products, I would say, nowadays.
So are you still seeing the slowdown with that, or has it gotten better?
It's probably more, it probably is accelerating even more. It's difficult to find a product and differentiate yourself. Yeah, a lot of it, you might even need nowadays, I would say drop shipping. I don't want to say that it's dead. It's harder to do it than when I was doing it, 10 years ago.
And last question from Nikki was, how much time were you spending per month on digital advertising?
And that was something I was not doing very much on ads. I was probably doing a few dollars a day, trying to just, reinvest what I was making back into the product. Digital advertising is very finicky. And the product that I was selling, there wasn't a lot of search volume with it. So I'll just give an example. I still sell one. It's a teeing device for senior golfers. So they can literally tee up a golf ball without bending over. And so I'm still selling those. But if you go and search on Google, teeing device, or, tee up my golf ball without bending over, there's only a couple hundred searches for that a month. And so at least in the Google ads front, it wasn't too lucrative to run those ads. Ended up cost of customer acquisition was too high because there was some competition there in the golf industry. Facebook ads, we didn't really touch too much. It just seems like, needed a little larger budget, and I was just trying to earn a little extra cash on the side. So I decided at a certain point, I'll just keep this instead of trying to reinvest it back into ads. It pays for part of my rent now. Might as well, just hold on to that and let it sit.
Great. So we have a couple of questions that are kind of tying into each other. So I think I'm just going to rattle them off in a sense. So can you describe the process from start to finish for drop shipping? What happens for setting up with a company and when someone purchases your product? And then this other question that kind of ties into that is, how do you find a merchant to get started with? We'll stop there.
Yeah, that's a lot. So, well, let's say drop shipping, we'll do the whole process with starting with finding a merchant. This is kind of where I went looking for a product that fit my category. So easy to ship, about $20 to $60, finding something that I could sell maybe a little more uniquely than other people. So you could have anything from nail trimmers to, like, I was doing the t-shirts. Well, I noticed that there was a lot of companies selling these t-shirts, but nobody was creating unique descriptions for them. And so finding just some way you can differentiate yourself, think about the business and how you're going to run that and how you're going to be different rather than the product. And so just when you're going through finding products, really look and say, okay, what can I do to say and sell this differently? And that's what I did for probably a couple weeks. From there, found the company, ended up getting in touch with them, and they make it pretty clear and obvious of what you need to provide to start doing drop shipping with them. So a lot of times they'll just ask for your business information. You'll need to send them a W-9. You'll need to have a sales tax permit so you can accept sales tax in your state and any other states that you might need to collect that in. And then from there, it's building the system. So they usually have some sort of API or system that you can integrate with, let's say, your website. So you can pull their inventory in, and that updates maybe daily so that you're not selling products that they don't have in stock anymore. So building out that system, I used WordPress and WooCommerce. And then there's a lot of additional plugins out there that you can sync these kind of inventory feeds with the products that you have. So that, like I said, that updates whether they're in stock or not. Customer goes on your site, places the order, and then you either send that manually to the company, or now most of the time it's automatic. It just goes to them, they get the order, they send it out, and then you have to manage all the customer service from there. So that's kind of the start to finish, as well as finding out a product. Did I miss something there?
No, I think you covered it. Another question, are affiliate links set up through the brands you are advertising for, or from a platform like Amazon?
It depends. So Amazon specifically has their own affiliate program, and anyone can go look that up. It's not crazy lucrative. Like percent wise, you're going to be getting a small portion of the total sale, but you can go and pretty much any product on Amazon, create an affiliate link through your portal, and then go and advertise, or write articles and promote those. So maybe excuse me, maybe you have a YouTube channel that's related to fishing, and you want to put an affiliate link in a post to a product that you were using in that video, and then you can do that, and then you get the sales from it. So affiliate marketing can be really nice supplemental income on top of if it's drop shipping or whatever else you're doing online.
Arslan would like to know, since you have mentioned that drop shipping is getting very competitive and saturated now, do you think affiliate marketing has more potential now as compared to drop shipping?
Yeah, and I would say affiliate marketing is definitely, it's very lucrative. I mean, you can find any product. Maybe there's something local too, where someone wants to put together an affiliate marketing plan and they want your help selling it. That might be a good way to go. Just going more back to collecting the commission rather than trying to place orders, do customer service, manage products. Affiliate marketing is great opportunity, especially when you're first getting started. If you can build some sort of educational resource, or provide something of value to your readers, listeners, customers, you can earn a lot just through them clicking on links on your website. And one thing I will say, that there's kind of a new one. So this is called on-demand printing, and maybe some people in the chat have heard this before. There's a company called Printful. They do a really great job. You can integrate, but essentially I can go and design unique products on there, whether it's a mug or a sweatshirt, and then someone goes on your website, places the order, and then they actually print it and ship it out from there. So again, zero inventory, very similar to drop shipping, but you actually get to create unique custom products, and you can sell those anywhere, Etsy to Amazon to your website. So that's something I would maybe encourage people to look into, because it's a way you can create new, unique products and sell those. So that's another option, kind of a third option that's popped up recently.
Great, thank you. Nikki would like to know, in a typical year, what is your revenue annually for drop shipping? And separately, how much revenue for affiliate links?
Yeah, so it really depends. When I it's kind of actually embarrassing. When I first had my first website, I was probably just doing $100 to $200 a month in revenue from the drop shipping, and I don't think at that point I had any affiliate links. There wasn't a lot of great programs at that time, because this was almost 10 years ago. So it wasn't a lot. Well, my website ended up getting hacked at that point, so I kind of had to start from scratch with a different product. So it was kind of rolling with the punches. And now with these golf products, I'm kind of back to a little higher, but same, where it's maybe I'm making an extra few thousand a year just from these product sales, where now it's completely passive income. It pretty much pays my utility bill and call it good from there. You can I don't have time with my other businesses to go back and really, invest a lot of time to try and earn a full wage off of this. But in terms of passive income, it's not too bad.
Great. So for affiliate marketing, are there services out there that can help you get that set up? And do you have to have like your own website and a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it really depends on what you want to do. So I wouldn't go and say, hey, I'm going to start an affiliate marketing business. I would look and say, what kind of business do I want to do? What's something that you're going to be doing if you have a YouTube channel, or you want to start blogging about anything. It's like creating actual like real content for people to enjoy, and then implement the affiliate links and on top of that you can earn revenue from. And so for the affiliate links, I forgot to mention, I probably only make around $50 a month right now from those affiliate links that I currently have. I forgot to make that distinction there. But I don't have too many customers and readers. It's most of them that do come are purchasing a product rather than reading an article and then going to Amazon and purchasing something that I don't provide.
So I guess for both drop shipping and affiliate links, is there like you could have too many products or too many connections there that you're trying to push out?
Yeah, I would specifically start in a niche space. I wouldn't go too big with anything. Specifically, if you were going to be drop shipping, you want to probably only work with one supplier or one vendor, because if you now are working with two and a customer places an order for two different products, now they're going to get two different packages. It's hard to bundle shipping that way, and really know what your bottom line is going to be. And it just gets increasingly complex if you have 3, 4, 5, 6 suppliers and somebody orders a product from each one of those suppliers. They're going to get 6 packages in the mail. You probably aren't going to make anything. And in fact, you may lose money based on, how shipping is on your website and how you promote that. So in drop shipping, I would really focus on kind of one supplier. Affiliate links, you can kind of work through anyone. So there's anything from like a referral program. There's a lot of softwares out there. Like, here's an example. So I build websites. I built a website for a auto detailing company, and they wanted a new software to use for their scheduling. And so I actually went on and looked and found a software for this scheduling, and they had an affiliate and a referral program. And so I actually signed up for that, referred my client to it, and it made a little extra revenue on top of that. So there's a lot of situations where maybe even at your own job or in your classes or whatever, if there's a software that people can benefit from, that's very specific to you and kind of your industry, you can go and actually sell that and make extra revenue that's complementary to what you're doing.
Interesting. Jordan is asking, what's your target profit margin per unit sold? What is the price range for products that seem to sell the most units?
Yeah, so I think right now, my data, it's about $30 for the average price that sells the most units, and that's on Amazon and on my website. Target profit margin anywhere between 30 to 50%. But that's right now, I'm actually physically buying that inventory. I started as drop shipping and then decided I wanted that control. So I get quite a bit higher margin by actually purchasing it, storing it, and then shipping it out myself, which isn't bad. I don't mind shipping out products. It's kind of fun. If you are strictly drop shipping, you're probably between 10, 15, 20% profit margin after it's been shipped out.
Okay, great. Another question, do you have to disclose when you use affiliate links and how?
You should. I think you technically do have to disclose. I think there's, it's like a Consumer Protection Act that you can just say like this post contains sponsored products, or just say a quick blurb in a maybe a YouTube video description that there's affiliate links. Most people know in that that you can earn revenue that way. But yeah, I think you technically have to actually specify that there's affiliate links in the post, and there's just a quick disclaimer for it.
Carolyn is asking, how long did it take you to find a product that gained traction and actually make you a profit? Was it just trial and error? Did you do significant research or use any specific software to help find a product that was the right niche for you? Product was niche enough.
So yeah, that the first product, those t-shirts that I had, it took a couple weeks of searching, and it was all just manual Google searching at that point. I think now there's probably a lot more resources out there, and even kind of like what they call like an aggregator, where they just specifically get products for drop shipping. That didn't really exist 10 years ago. It does now. But yeah, so I think there is software out there that can help you find products for drop shipping. Back then it was just Google searching. It took me probably a year before I got my first order, and I'm guessing that's not what people want to hear. And I had worked on it for 3, 4, 5 months, really putting a lot of time. Didn't get any orders until finally one day I checked my email and I had 3 orders come in, and it was all just kind of a accumulation of all the work that I had done in terms of writing the articles, unique description, and Google finally started to rank my website higher than some of these other competitors. I wouldn't bank on that strategy, but it's a good way to do it, is getting these organic search results. And then also I had like a couple news articles written about me. I was reaching out saying, hey, there was one t-shirt I had, it was like giant corn. So it was just an ear of corn, and I'm like, this is perfect for Iowa. Let me see if I can get a little traction. So there's some picture, I think, on the Des Moines Register of me wearing this cheesy corn t-shirt, and I got quite a few orders from that, and that started drop shipping those. So yeah, it takes a little while to get traction for sure.
Let's see, we have another question from Carissa. As an example, I have a newer business with teaching people how to live sustainably, and ironically, an Etsy seller I bought from reached out to me if I want to sell their DIY beeswax wrap kits. Can you talk more later, but initially, would you say affiliate linking, drop shipping, or hold inventory? There's this kind of situation.
So that's an interesting situation. So they asked if you want to sell their DIY beeswax strip. I would start initially with drop shipping for that, and you can also do affiliate linking, but I think that would most likely be through Etsy. I think Etsy has an affiliate program, and then I would do more of a drop shipping situation for that. So if you have whatever a website or YouTube channel with teaching people how to live sustainably, then you can spin up and add on this product for them, try it out without any risk. And if you do start getting sales, that's when you can go, okay, you know what, I've tested this out, I've gotten some orders, I'm going to order and bring in some inventory myself, and that's when you're going to get quite a bit higher margin. So in that situation, I would try and negotiate something that you can do without inventory and figure out if it works, whether it's an affiliate link through Etsy or drop shipping directly with the seller. I think that'd be a great way to explore and see if that product works well with your business.
Thank you. So do you use any sales analytic tools to track your performance? And if so, which ones?
Yeah, the big one for me is just Google Analytics. I love looking at seeing where people came from, and then I have all that e-commerce data import into the analytics, so I can see so and so came from Florida, and they searched for this term, and they came on the website and they went through these pages, and then they bought these couple products. So I love having that that data, that's what I use, is really just Google Analytics. You can track pretty much everything through that, at least online. There's other ones not necessarily related to the sales data, but you can watch how consumers are acting on your site. Maybe it's Hotjar and it literally creates a heat map, or you can get recordings of people on your site almost creepily, and you can go and watch, somebody, how exactly they interacted with your website, where their mouse was, and what they clicked on, and where it takes them. So you can optimize your site through that. I'm kind of a nerd for those metrics.
Have you changed your tactics at all from learning anything from your reports?
Oh, absolutely. So there's a lot of like A/B testing now with websites. You can create literally 2 different web pages, and maybe it's just moving a button from one area to another, and you just test that and see how does that improve your bottom line. You will need like quite a bit of data though coming in, like consumers actually coming onto your website to learn a lot. But even with a small amount of people coming to it, you can make kind of educated guesses just from watching their data and how they interacted with the site.
Have you noticed any sales trends, like seasonal or products or customers?
Well, with my golf one, it's definitely very seasonal. So
Okay.
it just kind of depends on the product. But with Amazon as an example, so when I get inventory to send in to them for this fulfillment, I think specifically it's probably early November, they won't accept any more inventory until after the holidays. So that's definitely their peak season. November, December, just people getting gifts for Christmas. That's huge. And so it gets so busy in their warehouse that they don't accept any products, after like November 5th or something like that. It changes every year.
Thanks. How do you deal with reviews and ratings? And then have they affected your sales? How you dealt with them? Did that affect your sales?
Yeah, that's a big thing with drop shipping, because you are specifically that you're only worried about the interaction with the customer, specifically for drop shipping. And you just really want to handle them as tactfully as you can. So if somebody wants to return a product, just let them return it. With drop shipping, that's a pain, because a lot of the times they can't send it directly back to where it's shipped from. They actually have to send it to you, and you might just have to eat that inventory at that point, or try and send it out yourself later. And if you were to get a bad review, that's, if you own the website, you might be able to delete reviews off of it on your own. There's maybe some ethical considerations with that. But I think almost all websites do that, where they delete anything under than a 4 or 3-star review. So you can manage it that way if you have your own site. If it's on Amazon, there are tools potentially to try and get negative, bad reviews removed. Sometimes they might even help you in a way. If you have someone saying, you have one bad review saying, oh, this product doesn't work, then you have another review that actually counteracts and says, no, this is a great product, like this saved me. I don't know what the other bad reviews are talking about. And almost they feed off of each other. So it bad like a bad review isn't always the worst thing in the world.
And are there resources available for sellers with affiliate links?
Elaborate a little more on that.
Is there any helpful tools out there, or where to turn to help you get started, help you move along, or answer questions?
Well, if anyone wants, they can reach out to me and I can kind of help answer questions. Honestly, just Googling thing. I think that's something that we're, at least our generation, I'm pretty young. Everyone else in here, I'm assuming, is pretty young. We're good at finding answers to questions we have just by searching online and looking up anything like that. I think there's some forums out there specifically for drop shipping. There's definitely resources, like Amazon, they have their seller forums. It's mostly people complaining, but you can get good questions answered in there. I'm trying to think of a specific like place that I would go if I want help with drop shipping, but it's really more just searching when I have a specific question in terms of, you know, what I need answered.
So looking back, now that you've been doing it, is there anything that you wish you would have done differently, or one of those that you're like, okay, now I'm not going to forget this, it just sticks with you?
Yeah, the big thing I would say, when I learned how to build websites, I had my first drop shipping platform. I mentioned that it actually got hacked. I would just make sure that, you know, I had specific clear backups, and that you know, I don't have to start from scratch. It actually happened twice, and on the second time, I gave up at that point because I didn't learn my lesson the first time. So that was one really big thing would be like cybersecurity in terms of a website. If you're building it that way, just have a backup and pay for a service or however you manage it, so that if it does happen, you can restore and get back to where you were without losing any footing. I'm trying to think. The other thing is I try and work locally, so the golf product that I have is through a network connection. That's what I would just recommend trying to, you know, find something like that, find something that's in, you know, your niche, in your industry, whatever you want to do. Because their products are out there, and you can find somebody, you know, maybe willing to put together a drop shipping program if they live down the road from you, or you could even help them ship products right there, or even like a consignment base where maybe they give you inventory and then you just pay them as you get the sale of the product. So there's a lot of different options. I just maybe try and work locally instead of going to China and getting products that way like everyone else is.
You talked about insurance a little bit ago. What do we need to know about, like, why would we need insurance? What kind of insurance do you think we would need?
Yeah, I was just mentioning, it's just good business practice, even if it is a small drop shipping website, to have some sort of insurance, just a general liability policy. It's not going to be a lot for an online business. I don't even, there's not much that can happen, but it's, like I said, it's just good to have a policy, especially maybe if you're running it out of your home, just having it covered. Anything that could happen if ship out a product, you end up getting sued for some reason or anything like that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not too expensive for general liability business policy.
And a student had asked, or someone had asked, as far as if they are an international student, do you know, would you know by chance if there's any kind of restrictions of an international student getting started with drop shipping or affiliate marketing?
That is a good question. I'm not positive. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know how it would be different from, you know, trying to start a business here as like a sole proprietorship. It just probably depends on if, you know, you can get an EIN number and what, I'm not sure. Yeah, I would look that up. That's where Google
Sure.
is your friend there
Sure.
in that situation. That's a good
Great.
question.
What else would you share with the audience here about your experience with these two methods and your learning experiences?
Yeah, I'll actually go back to kind of the third method that I was talking about, which was the on-demand printing, which is basically drop shipping, but you can create products. Check them out. It's the one that I use right now is Printful, and the way that I ended up finding that was actually through one of my investors. He has a restaurant, and it's up in Twin Lakes, Iowa. Well, there wasn't any, you know, like apparel with the lake on it. Nobody was selling anything like that. So what we did, or what I did, said, hey, can I set up an online store on your site and sell these, unique Twin Lakes apparel for people that want them, that maybe they're not there at the lake to buy them at the store. And he said, sure, no problem. So we just spun up these kind of custom designs for lake prints on a t-shirt or mug or pillow, whatever you want, and get sales from that. So that's just something to consider. Again, kind of working locally, use your resources. Maybe if you're from a small town, maybe people would be willing to support and buy a t-shirt specifically related to where you're from. And if that doesn't exist, if there's no shops or there's no other, person trying to sell kind of like hometown pride t-shirts, you can just create your designs online, then get them fulfilled through Printful. So 0 inventory, and you have all upside at that point. Just spin up a website, send it to friends and family, and see if you get any traction that way.
Great idea. Well, we are winding down here. Are there any other additional questions that anyone may have? You can drop them in the chat box or unmute and ask Brady directly. We'll give that a second or two to see if anyone else has anything. Well, I don't have anything coming through, so I thank you very much, Brady, for your time today. This was all very helpful and insightful. And I'd just like to remind everybody that next week, the session will be digital products and evergreen online courses. And then the following week on April 12th will be NFTs and crypto. So stay tuned or sign up to make sure that you get the link to join in on those. And Judy says, thanks, Brady, as we all do. So thanks, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.